Good day, everybody. Lindsay here. I am doing another recipe tryout. Today we are on lowcarbcupboard.com and we are trying her chewy chocolate chip cookies. Oh man. She says on here that if you want to add it to MyFitnessPal, to search Kids Life Keto Dairy-Free Chewy Cookies. I'm making them slightly different, so I probably will have to figure out my macros slightly different because I am using regular butter because I don't need it to be dairy-free. And I'm also adding something a little extra, which doesn't affect my macros in any way, but I wanted to make these very similar to an old recipe that I used to make all the time. They were Neiman Marcus knockoff chocolate chip cookies. And I wanted to make a keto version, and I thought this was the closest recipe that I've found that could possibly taste like them. So I thought I would do that today. So the ingredients list is on her website, and it says first to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so the oven is preheated to 350 degrees. That is number one. So it says to put the ghee and coconut oil in a microwave-safe bowl and warm up until melted and set aside. So I'm going to grab just one of my little containers and throw the butter and the stuff in. So the butter, 2 tablespoons. So I like using Lactancia salted butter. I just really love this butter. All right. It's always so hard to get into. Okay, so 2 tablespoons. I usually just use a knife to cut it off. And it's about there for 2 tablespoons. And then for the coconut oil, it's 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So I'm just going to grab a spoon. And I'm just going to be approximate with this because I approximately know what a tablespoon looks like. If you've ever seen me cook, I tend to bake like my grandmother does, and she like hardly measures, or did anyways. She used to like bake. I used to watch her, and she would not measure anything and everything would come out perfect. So I've kind of learned from her. And yeah, so I'm gonna throw this in the microwave. Probably 30 seconds or so. Hopefully that's not too loud because I'm gonna continue. So add all dry ingredients together in a separate bowl and then mix together. Okay, so dry ingredients, 1.5 cups of almond flour. Almost time to get more almond flour. One. So I'm just using a 1/2 cup measurement, make things easier. 2. And 3. Some things I do measure. All right, 1/2 cup of erythritol. I'm going to use Swerve because I am out of erythritol. Okay, and then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and baking soda. There's my 1/2 teaspoon measurement. Well, I can only find my quarter, so I'm just gonna do 2 of those. So 1/2 teaspoon, so 1, 2, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. 1, 2. Now it says 1 tablespoon of gelatin. Now I have my tablespoon measurement here, and I'm going to see if 1 package is enough, because I just have these Knox gelatin packages and I didn't know if it would be close to. Okay, well that is fairly close to a tablespoon, so I'm just going to go with that, because I think it would be like a package and a half, and I think that will be fine. Then the rest is all wet ingredients, with the exception of coffee, which is my ingredient that I'm going to add. And it says that I want to add 2 teaspoons of coffee, which is just a little less than a tablespoon. Well, that's probably 1 teaspoon, and that's probably close to 2 teaspoons. I really like coffee in my chocolate chips, I think, or chocolate chip cookies. I think it makes it taste awesome. So you can also use espresso powder as well, but I'm just using Starbucks Blonde Roast for this one. Okay, so that is all of our dry ingredients. So I'm just gonna give that a little mix to incorporate everything together. And I'm just using one of my tablespoon mix. All right. So my butter and coconut oil have melted. Okay, so in the wet ingredient bowl, which I'm gonna grab here, in wet ingredient bowl, add the rest of the wet ingredients. So there is our butter and our coconut oil. And then we want 1 large egg. Egg, 1/4 cup of unsweetened milk of your choice. So I'm going to use almond milk since I have that on hand. And I'm just using Silk almond milk unsweetened. So there's 1/4 cup of that. I really should look for my tools when I'm doing all this, but we're going to use a teaspoon of vanilla extract, And then it says 4 tablespoons of Lily's chocolate chips, which we will add later. So I'm just gonna whisk this up as soon as I find my little whisk. So I don't know where my little whisk is, so we'll just use the big one. Okay, so that's all whisked together. I'm just gonna grab a spatula. Okay, so slowly add in the dry ingredients into the wet while mixing. Except I'm using the wrong bowl. They should really tell you. Okay, so add a little bit and then mix it. Oops, spilled a little bit on the counter. This is how my counters end up so messy. Okay, a little bit more. And then I'm just gonna add the rest of it. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix in the chocolate chips before I go ahead and bake these. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven for 12 minutes. Okay, so here are the cookies. So I'm putting them on the baking rack to cool. And they smell absolutely wonderful. I cannot wait to try them. But I have to, because my window doesn't open for another hour. So I'm going to continue baking these, and then I will come back with a short little video on how they taste. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that recipe tryout. I hope you tried out for yourself. It is just after 6 o'clock and I've had a little bit of a snack first, and then I thought I would have the cookie. So I think it's about 6:30 actually. So this is what the cookies look like, and they're really soft, like really super soft. And really super good. They are super good. So if you get a chance, try these out because they are worth it. I added some Starbucks coffee to them because I wanted to, and they taste really good with it. So go ahead and try that version if you want, and if you don't like the coffee in it, then just try the regular version. So anyways, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my cookie, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!